Every job has its positives and negatives. So far it seems a very fulfilling role where you can make a big difference every day. We next asked what it is that makes a case manager's job harder. So what's the one thing that a case manager hates that makes your job harder?
I think it's to do with the services and support that you can access. So if you haven't got a good team that you would make up of individual, whatever that client needs, if you're scratching your head desperately trying to look for someone because what your client needs is something very specific and you can't find it, that's hard.
That must be very frustrating in those cases. And is there usually any solution to that, or is the case of just waiting it out?
Keep looking.
Looking.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's down. The access to services really is down to how tenacious the case manager might be.
Sometimes, yes.
And do you find it tricky to actually, once you identify a practitioner who might be not in the immediate catchment area, have you ever found yourself trying to convince, cajole, threaten, whatever, to get them to go and visit or see a client?
Twist their arms. Absolutely, yes. I mean, if a practitioner has the sort of skills that you are convinced are going to work really well with your client, then I guess your preference would be to go for someone who's got that skill set.
Yeah.
Who is 50 miles away, in preference to someone who lives around the corner but really hasn't worked in this area at all. So I think, my experience, if you can get, the more expertise you can get, actually the better for the client, because you're not going to be wasting so much of that professional time. As you know, they know what they come in knowing what's needed and have the skills to do it. Then that's the best.
So is the little black book of names probably the most important
Yes.
tool to a case manager then?
Yes, and that you keep adding to that, hopefully, and that's a lot of the reason why we all do, I'm sure, go to conferences, go anything to do with networking, where you're going to be meeting other people who work in the field, but in different ways to you, or even in the same way to you. A lot of that is about who are you and what you do, and this is who I am, and because you're really at the back of your mind is, can that person be useful to me at some point, or might they be? Yeah.